Michael Andrew Fox was born on June 9, 1961, in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. His father, William, served as a tough and disciplined career soldier in the Royal Canadian Corps of Signals, while his mother, Phyllis, worked as a payroll clerk but carried with her a love for movies and stories. From the very beginning, Michael's life was shaped by the tension between order and imagination. His father's rigid military lifestyle on one side, and his mother's quiet creativity on the other. Because of his father's career, Michael grew up constantly on the move. He lived in city after city, often packing up just as he was beginning to settle into school. This constant change forced him to adapt quickly. He learned how to read people, how to make friends fast, and how to use humor and charm as survival skills. Being the new kid was never easy, but it gave him a gift he would carry for life: the ability to connect with almost anyone. When his father retired in 1971 after 25 years in uniform, the family finally put down roots in Burnaby, British Columbia. Michael was just 10 years old. For the first time, he had stability. Like many Canadian boys, his first dream was to play hockey. He idolized Bobby or practicing endlessly on the ice. But as his friends grew taller and stronger, Michael remained small, never reaching beyond 5 feet 4 inches. The realization that he would never make it to the NHL was crushing. Yet that disappointment pushed him toward a different kind of dream. Music became his first escape. He taught himself guitar, played in garage bands, and for a time imagined a career on stage. But everything changed when he stumbled into drama class in 1976. His teacher recognized his quick wit and timing, and encouraged him to audition for television. At 15, he landed his first real role in the CBC sitcom Leo and Me, playing a 10-year-old boy. For Michael, his small size, once the death of his hockey dream, suddenly became an advantage. Acting gave him confidence. The series only ran for 2 seasons, but it convinced him that performing wasn't just a hobby, could be a career. Soon he was appearing in television films and stage plays, earning praise for his emotional honesty and raw energy. By the age of 17, he was considered a rising Canadian star. Yet Michael felt limited by staying in Canada. At 18, with barely $500 in savings, he made the risky decision to leave for Los Angeles. He rented a tiny apartment in West Hollywood for $200 a month and survived on discount food, often selling pieces of his furniture just to pay rent. Casting directors told him he was too short, too young, not leading man material. By 1982, he was $30,000 in debt, exhausted and close to giving up. Everything changed with one phone call. NBC cast him as Alex P. Keaton in Family Ties. The paycheck meant survival, but the role brought much more. Audiences instantly connected with his sharp delivery and comedic timing. The show had been designed to focus on the parents, but Michael's character stole the spotlight. Within weeks, he became the breakout star. By 1986, he was winning Emmy Awards, and by the late 1980s, he was one of television's biggest names. Hollywood soon came calling. When Eric Stoltz was fired from Back to the Future, the role of Marty McFly was recast with Michael. Because of his Family Ties schedule, he worked days on the sitcom and nights on the film, often surviving on only a few hours of sleep. Despite the brutal schedule, the movie became a cultural phenomenon, earning nearly $400 million worldwide and cementing Michael as a major film star. Sequels followed, and so did other hit movies. But behind the fame, danger was never far. While filming Back to the Future Part 3, Michael miscalculated during the hanging scene and lost consciousness when the noose tightened. He dangled lifeless for nearly 30 seconds until Robert Zemeckis realized something was wrong and ordered him cut down. The quick action saved him, but it was only a glimpse of the battles ahead. In 1991, while working on Doc Hollywood, Michael noticed a twitch in his left hand. He thought it was fatigue, but doctors delivered devastating news. He had young-onset Parkinson's disease at just 29 years old. The diagnosis felt like a death sentence. Terrified of losing his career, he kept it secret for 7 years, relying on medication to control tremors and carefully disguising symptoms on screen. Props, coffee mugs, and desks became tools to hide his condition. Off-screen, the burden drove him to drink heavily, sinking into depression. By 1998, hiding was no longer possible. He went public with his diagnosis in a People magazine cover story, shocking fans who associated Parkinson's with the elderly, not a beloved star in his 30s. Instead of rejection, he was met with overwhelming support. Letters poured in, stories of families touched by the disease, and donations for research. His openness helped break stigma and brought new attention to Parkinson's. Even as his health worsened, his career did not immediately end. He continued starring in Spin City, winning multiple awards, until stepping down in 2000 as symptoms became harder to control. That same year, he launched the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research. What began as a personal mission grew into the largest private funder of Parkinson's research in the world. By 2023, it had raised over $2 billion, funding groundbreaking discoveries, including a test that could detect Parkinson's before symptoms even appeared. Though acting became rare, Michael continued to appear on television, often weaving his condition into characters with humor and vulnerability. He published best-selling memoirs, won a Grammy for his audiobook, and even hosted a documentary exploring optimism in the face of hardship. His honesty inspired millions. Today, Michael admits life is harder. He falls more often. His mobility is limited, and each day is a challenge. Yet through it all, he holds on to humor, gratitude, and the love of his wife, Tracy Pollan, who has stood by him for nearly 4 decades. When asked about his legacy, he insists he doesn't want to be remembered only as Marty McFly or Alex P. Keaton, but as someone who showed the world that even in struggle, there can be joy, hope, and purpose. For millions, that legacy is already secure. Michael J. Fox didn't just play a time traveler, he changed the future in real life.